Yo, what's up? This is Justin Brunson, Ultra Meat and Cheese in Denver Central Market. I'm a meat guy. And you're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, back at it. The Modern Eater Show, iHeartRadio. Studio Kitchen, Colorado seems to be a little active tonight, Brian.
It is a good time in here tonight. There's all kinds of great food, good people.
We've got distilleries. We've got breweries. We've got ranchers. We've got chefs.
But we've got two kinds of distilleries.
Products.
We've got
Boston Frost.
Yeah,
we've got good food. I mean, making some Hazeldale local mushrooms, local meat, local potatoes with Strohauer Farm potatoes.
Right here?
And also, is this not the cutest?
I know, don't you love
I said, is this a regular Saturday night at the Starkist house? He goes, nope, it's not. I said, are you on a Nintendo?
Yeah, lots of little Caesars on Saturday.
Yeah, most interesting man in the world. Here he is, back on the show right now.
Yeah,
Andrew
thanks for
Moore.
having me on. Yeah.
Next Stop Brew Co.
Side note, that's like a very amazing compliment.
Yeah.
Most interesting man in the world.
Okay, Amber, check this out. So, if you were a classically trained archaeologist that traveled the world, found spices that are indigenous to different parts of that world, brought them back to the U.S., set up a brewery, took those spices that are indigenous and made beer recipes and have the stories behind them,
what would you be?
You're probably going to be the most.
What would you be?
Yeah.
You'd be Andrew Moore.
Yeah, they let me touch the artifacts in the museum. That's how serious it is.
How have you been?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
So, his beer company was called Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project.
Yeah, I just passed it on my way here tonight.
You did? All right, now it's Next Stop Beer Company. Okay. Why?
Yeah, so we wanted a way that would sort of communicate exactly what you just said we were doing more efficiently on a shelf in a liquor store.
Yeah.
Right? So it's one thing if you can come into the tap room and I can have a 20-minute conversation with you about Intrepid Sojourner and what that means and the story behind it, but it's different if you're, standing in Argonaut looking at 800 different six-packs and you've got to make a decision. We wanted people to be able to get that story without having to spend 30 minutes with me.
You're saying Next Stop is probably a little easier to say?
Yeah, I'm saying it gets that, international culinary
Was it just
vibe across
and traveling
for a lot of people? Was it? Do you think? I mean, because I know what an Intrepid Sojourn is, but with the average person,
that's a good point.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the feedback was just that we needed to get the message across faster, right? And it's like, it's if you're in a position where you're not comfortable talking about what an Intrepid Sojourner is, right? Then you're not going to talk about our beer, and that's bad for us. So we need you to be talking about our beer at the liquor store, as the sales reps, as the service industry people, and I think that Next Stop is the way to do it.
Well, I love it. Next Stop, one killer beer. So I'm there with you, man.
And so now the beers' names are revolved around.
So all of our flagships, all the beers in cans, all the names have taken on the cities that inspired them. So we've got
Amber, you ever been to Istanbul?
Wait, real quick. I was going to say, you know what I love about that name is, for someone who doesn't have the ability to travel very much. I mean, farming, no.
Yeah. No
Next Stop means, I can go to a place and, somewhat have those experiences in a beer. I mean... Yeah,
that's exactly what we've tried to do. We've tried to sort of create an experience in the glass. So we do our Bangkok is lemongrass and ginger kolsch. Coffee, our Istanbul Turkish coffee stout. Rome is our basil IPA. And the Amsterdam is the chamomile Hefeweizen. So those are the 4 cans.
You ever been to Amsterdam?
No.
Istanbul?
No.
Where else?
Rome. I have been to Rome.
You have been to Rome?
One place.
I've been to
Constantinople?
Why it's not Constantinople, I don't know.
So what's in Istanbul that was the spice that...
Turkish coffee, cardamom, and orange peel. So kind of
and what did you pour us right there?
So the beers tonight are all ingredients from Lost Creek Microfarm.
How about Amsterdam? Is that prostitutes and lost dreams?
No, so Amsterdam...
I think I've actually...
It's hard to get prostitutes in a beer.
Where did that come from?
I just figured that you could probably capsulize that taste somehow.
Yeah, so at the period of time when Belgian wit and a lot of these German styles were getting formalized into styles, Amsterdam was the home base for the European spice trade. So all of the chamomile, the coriander, the orange peel that goes into that beer probably, at one point in time in Western Europe would have come through Amsterdam.
Was there a mafia for that? There had to be, right?
Probably.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. bunch of Italian
Spice
guys.
Mafia is real stuff, Amber.
The Spice Mafia?
Yeah.
Well, the Spice Trail, my friend, is a big deal.
Olive oil? What's going on over here, Starkis? Jeez, wow.
Second serious
I was
business.
noticing the Spice Mafia on your sponsor list. Yeah.
The Spice Mafia.
They made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
I couldn't refuse at all. I've noticed this. You guys are very intelligent when it comes to brand positioning and SEO coding. You're on the top of a lot of stuff. I just Googled Denver breweries. Next Stop's at the top, man.
Share your secrets. Let's hear it.
Well, my secret is a person. Her name is Savannah, and she's amazing. She does all of our branding and all that stuff for us, and she's incredible.
You're doing a great job.
Super cool.
What's next? What's next stop?
Wait, you're just like breezing past the fact that we're drinking beer with microgreens different. We haven't even talked about what they are.
Sorry about that, Amber.
Thank you, Amber. Let's do a little reset, Amber, right? Yeah. Let's bring Greg back to the show here.
What time
We've got Andrew Moore with Next Stop.
What time is it? Okay, you have 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes. So the beers in front of us tonight, we have our Apple and Lovage Belgian Golden Strong. So again, Lovage.
Can I taste that, Amber?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I taste that first? Thank you. Before his lips.
Okay. So Lovage. Yeah.
That wasn't funny.
In the celery family, so you get a little bit of that like celery with the apples and the Belgian yeast.
It's good.
This one in front of me is our oyster leaf. And
Side note, that one's light. So if people,
So it's a lighter bodied. It's probably the biggest ABV one. It's about 9%.
That is trouble then, because what I just tasted
doesn't.
So it
doesn't equate to 9% at all.
So this oyster leaf and matsutake mushroom beer.
That can't taste good.
Oh, it's delicious.
I want
it's
to
delicious.
try that.
That can't taste
Yeah,
good.
so oyster leaf is like the vegetarian oyster. It smells and tastes like an oyster. It's this little microgreen. It has this little round leaf. And the
I have to go after Greg's lips.
Yes.
And the matsutake mushroom is kind of it's not a super umami mushroom. It has like a little more pine, a little more resin to it.
So at Great American Beer Festival, there was a mushroom beer that was so coveted. What was I walking around? No, I was walking around with Jonathan Shikes. There was this mushroom beer, and it was sweet off of that shiitake mushroom.
Yeah.
Is that what you get out of it?
No, this is like a little bit more dry, a little bit more like kind of like a West Coast hop, like a little bit more like resin pine.
Those are both 2 winners already. I got to tell you, both of
so
those.
the flavors are pretty subtle, and they kind of build and balance with the beer. And then the third one is a Salad Burnett and Dill IPA. So Salad Burnett is in the cilantro family, so it has that kind of like fresh green mint. And then, of course, we all know the dill, the pickling spice, like almost that, I don't know.
Well, it's weird because I thought I was tasting a coriander in there, which would make sense.
Yeah,
in the cilantro. Yeah, now that you're telling me.
That's this dark one.
That's funny that I can't eat cilantro. It's like the one thing.
Tastes
that's like a thing, though.
Yeah,
it tastes. But see, nobody's drinking that one.
Okay, wait, stop. Before we break here, chefs love you. And you have Chris Starkis. He's a fan of yours, and you're a fan.
I'm a fan of his. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. So Chris, without
Who's
a microphone,
not a fan of Chris?
I know. Seriously.
Let's be real.
I wish you had
just jealous
Can
of
you
his
run
beard.
around here real quick? Run around here real quick, because I wanted to talk about it.
Chris, we got you set.
There it is. Perfect. It's got the headset on.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So I wanted you to talk about beer for a minute, but you're a fan of beer. One thing, you're very recipe driven with Next Stop.
Sure. Yeah.
And you love culinary.
Yes.
You love beer, Chris.
Correct.
Right. So you guys, it's a natural.
Agreed, but I also think, I'll call up Andrew and say, hey, the season came early. This is how exactly this happened. The season came early. I picked a bunch of stuff. I don't even know if you can use it, but I'm pretty sure that you can.
Like what?
Oyster leaf.
Nice.
Lovage. Salad Burnett. They're herbs, and I know that they're delicate, but I've luckily been able to work long enough with Andrew where we're talking about stuff, and then I know he just works his magic because he knows how to use those ingredients, and so it was another awesome partnership.
How do you guys pair on a beer dinner?
Awesome.
What does that look like?
We did a couple when Chris was at Urban Farmer. We did a couple of really cool beer dinners where Chris was kind enough to come in and taste all the beers and say, oh, yeah, I could create a dish for this beer and kind of create this beer-focused menu. And we're going to continue. That's one of our goals is to continue getting this kind of beer into restaurants and into places like that.
As well it should be. So here's where we can use our prowess with having a radio show and being on air. Summer dinner series. We do that, right? And and we do the road trip going. this needs to be a team.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Series. All right.
Absolutely.
Starkus and more.
Yeah.
Right? With some potatoes.
I mean, you should go see some of these hops growers on your tour.
I think
There's so many cool ones in
I just
Colorado.
drove through Montrose and saw, what is it?
Highwire?
Is it Highwire in Montrose? Yeah, right there on the side of 550.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Wait,
January, so there are no hops.
That's in Paonia or Palisade.
No, he's right. It's right outside of Montrose.
Yeah, it's on south of Montrose on 550. Yeah, they got the whole setup.
He was really afraid. He took a plane down there.
I'm terrified of those little...
You flew to Montrose?
Dude, it was terrifying. Terrifying.
In the little balsa wood plane from Flightco, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
A homemade plane.
Oh, my God.
Blue and balsa wood.
That's a whole nother story. I love you, Andrew.
Yeah, well, it's great to be on the show. It's great to see you guys.
Good to see you. 2020 and Next Stop. Going from Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project to Next Stop Brewing Company. What are you doing with the tap room? Are you hanging on to it?
Yeah, so right now we're still full-service tap room. We're open our normal hours.
I know a sign guy. If you want to just put Next Stop on, I know
we did. So there's Next Stop on the standalone sign now.
Is it?
And if you want to find our beer in cans, if you go to our website, it has a big up-to-date map of all of the locations across Colorado now.
I'm going to think
that you can get our cans.
Nice.
Yeah. Chris Starkus, Andrew Moore.
Yes.
Next Stop. This is going to be a thing.
Yeah, this should be a summer dinner series for sure.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we nailed it down. We've got the audio.
Yeah, let us
All
know
right.
what the date is.
That's it.
With Colorado
We can do that
russets.
right now.
I know. We almost have like the dinner
Centerpiece.
ingredients
Yeah.
at tonight's show right here.
Yeah.
All right, breaking
All
off.
18 courses.
Little Rich Corner, he's ready to go. Rebecca Berry, she's our topic generator. She's got the pulse on what's happening right now in this culinary industry. Service industry, tough right now. Rebecca Berry, I can't wait to hear what they talk about. 1 minute, the Little Rich Corner. We're going to break away on iHeartRadio, the Modern Eater Show.